San Diego, when it was like the passing of the torch between these two, it finally felt like that was the time where it was the passing of the torch from Sandstorm to Impala, but there is no better place to do it than here at BCX, this deep in the bracket, when Sandstorm is playing this well, when Impala is playing this well, but it's Impala over stuck on the wall at the weapon disadvantage. The flurry of kicks coming through from Sandstorm. He's been tearing people up with his boots.
He is still untouchable right now as Impala finally able to pick up a weapon, gets in there, a little bit of taps of damage here as Sandstorm was going big for that recovery, wanted that early KO. This is, again, small Brawlhaven. We know stocks go quick.
The damage is just building up for Sandstorm. The beginning of this match is looking like the beginning of every other match that he's played against the opponents that he's taken all the way to the blast zone earlier today, and it's looking like it might happen pretty quickly. There's the recovery, not quite off the top. It was just a little bit too low, even though we're on Brawlhaven.
Throws out the down signature, not going to connect Impala over to his signature bow. It's a nice little side light. Sandstorm with the gravity cancel downlight over the downlight of Impala gets him the first stock.
And that tiny little bit of elevation is just enough to get you over that D-light. It seems like it has all the range in the world, but it doesn't have the height. And Sandstorm, it's just a flurry of kicks. You're hearing so many boots noises, incorporating the signatures in as well. He had the weapon toss. He's at the weapon disadvantage. GC side light into the side air from Impala. Harpoon toss. He's going to take this over to the edge. No, backs up, grabs the bow. In light comes out. One more will do it, but it's going to be the neutral air. Not quite enough force on that to take off the top. Sandstorm getting a little bit cheeky there.
Yeah, went for that turnaround as Impala went for the recovery, just narrowly missed, and Sandstorm swung back onto him. Sandstorm not yet able to pick up a weapon, but you know what? He's done a lot of damage on the second stock of Impala. That Nair going to finally finish him off.
So is his next weapon, what is it going to be? Do you remember?
Right? I think he literally only picked up the boots.
I would agree with that.
And now it's time to pick up some gauntlets.
I was wondering if he was playing so much unarmed towards the end of that stock. Okay, it is the boots. That's probably why he didn't pick up that set of boots, because then if he got knocked out, he's going to come back to gauntlets, and he's not going to be able to do that, at least not as quickly. Going to be able to set up yet another pair of boots.
Fan favorite Sandstorm here, starting off the final stock of Impala here in game number one. Two neutral lights will connect. Sidelight puts him into the open air, but Impala with the dodge in gets underneath for that Nair.
The weapon toss goes out. We might actually see, nope, it's still the boots. I'm losing track. Sandstorm's able to keep track of it, but there's just so many attacks coming out from Sandstorm. Almost had the range on that. Impala was just a little bit too far away, starting that one off, tried to get the turnaround, almost got the reset. Forcing Impala over to the edge. Are we going to get an edge guard here? No, he's going to back up. Neutral sig comes out.
That neutral sig was wild, and Impala was able to get at least some sort of punish onto it as Sandstorm was swinging towards the fences. There's a neutral light once again, keeping Impala to the outside. Downlight, side air, and Sandstorm going to take game number one.
Like he makes it look easy. Like he legitimately makes it look easy. He makes this almost look like a pools match. I don't want to put any disrespect onto Impala because he has earned all of the respect I could possibly give him and more. But the way Sandstorm is playing, the way boots are in current meta, and the way he's utilizing it, like we're potentially seeing the destruction that we saw from his scythe.
Yeah, what it really feels like is Sandstorm came in with the game plan on this Tezca, and Impala has not been able to change it up. He hasn't been able to force Sandstorm to do anything different, but right now Sandstorm's on the gauntlets. Game one was all about the boots. We'll see what he can do with these gauntlets.
This could be win condition for Impala. It's a little bit early in this game to make any major generalizations just yet, but the fact that, you know, Impala was winning the damage difference while he had the gauntlets in his hands, if he can get Sandstorm off of those boots. The only thing is Sandstorm's not throwing his weapon too often. He's not completely staying away from it, but he really doesn't have a high risk of being disarmed until you forcibly do enough damage to hit those boots off of his feet.
Yeah, it's very situational when he'll go for those weapon tosses. Once again, Impala just stuck outside. He might need a platform map at this rate because he's just struggling to get back up against Sandstorm on these corner guards.
That's probably it. No, not quite. Even here, no weapon toss here. He'd rather use the dodge. Okay, still able to get back up. You have a lot of vertical movement with the boots recovery.
No ground pound thrown out there. Wants to respect Impala. The gravity cancel down sig beaten out by the Nair from Impala. Impala starting to add some damage up onto Sandstorm here. This really could swing back in favor of Impala.
Swaps back over to the boots. It was like that toss to yourself so you can throw the gauntlets away, keep that weapon spawn off of the field. Impala over back on the edge. Still has found not a lot of momentum. Finally gets the KO. That was kind of a long KO. At least Impala did a great job of going relatively even in damage. Like that was our first stock in a minute and a half into this game. So his survivability has been solid so far. If he can clean this one up quickly, he is going to go off stage at the weapon disadvantage. The unarmed recovery came out. Okay, there's the D-Light into the neutral air, and it does KO off the top. Impala in a good spot so far, even with Sandstorm.
Got his pick of weapons. He wants the spear. Sandstorm going to come in, forced to the gauntlets for a brief moment here, but he's definitely no stranger to these gauntlets.
Oh, gets the reset.
Doesn't go for the double?
There's another D-Light into the side air over the edge. Try to get a little cheeky with the slide charge D-Sig. Okay, the down air is going to send low. No major offstage engagement. Sandstorm has more of the stage control here, and he's taking it high. He wanted the gimp off the top, didn't quite grab it, but he still gets the punishment on the landing.
Yeah, Impala just narrowly able to drift to the side. Throughout the signature there as Sandstorm ends up interrupting. Nice little nair, just tapping Impala, making sure he's in a little bit of hit stun whenever he can. Side airs doesn't get him over onto the stage.
I can't believe the final hit still made the connection there from the middle of the stage, so it's not going to find the KO. One thing we haven't seen a lot of from Sandstorm is the down air on the boots. He's been mostly in the straight up and down, vertical and horizontal planes, not in the diagonals.
Yeah, he's definitely been going for a lot of side light and down light into side air. Really just playing that horizontal game. Even his verticals, it's just been like, maybe he'll get in there, maybe he'll throw out a recovery, not too much else.
Impala here with the first lead he's really had in this entire set. He's finding some nair juggles here. He has Sandstorm in a pretty good spot because he has the lead. Sandstorm's on gauntlets. There is no weapon spawn on the field yet. Now he's at the full weapon advantage. Sandstorm grabs the recovery, plucks Impala out of the air, and we are on final stocks for both players.
Oh, but Sandstorm has his comfort weapon, and he's primed up a second set of boots. Impala comes in, picks up a bow, has him in the edge guard, doesn't go for the dare, instead goes for a ground pound, and Sandstorm's going to go for the reversal.
One of the first dares that we've seen, the recovery over on the edge, a little bit of an extended edge guard there. They both get back. That neutral air all the way up there, still not quite enough. Went for the side signature, one of the rare signatures we've seen from Impala so far this game.
No, but he manages to jump over that follow-up there. Sandstorm was going for the read with that GC downlight off of the side air. Impala keeping him at bay. The recovery gets him back up. He's got stage control, but he gives it away.
Impala almost had the perfect spacing on that GC D-Light, but Sandstorm was just a little bit too far away. Now back over to the spear. The weapon toss for a little bit of stun, a little bit of momentum interruption, and the unarmed recovery for the KO.
Unfazed Impala, just stoic as ever. He's locked in. You're not going to see any cracks, any emotions until the set is over. On the other side, Sandstorm is thinking a little bit about this one.
There is some sort of like mental damage that it does to me as a viewer as I watch, like the way boots are designed. Like there's so many hits per move, and then Impala will hit like a downer. You'll hear bink, but then Sandstorm comes out. It's like douche, 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 and it feels like he's doing a lot more than he is. And then all of a sudden, they're still going even. That's what kind of struck me last game. It's like I thought Sandstorm was running away with it, but then you look at the damage, and it was relatively even. Oh, there's a down air.
Down there, he's changing up the angles he's throwing out against Impala. I think Impala's defense also kind of plays into that damage, but there's a
that was huge.
Another one. Impala did get the wall touch, coming back up. Recovery gets him onto the stage.
So last game was very spear heavy for Impala, 337 damage compared to the 164 that he did on the bow. The unarmed putting some damage, didn't quite get the ground pound follow-up off of the D-Light. Still at relatively low damage, so I don't know if that would have led to the immediate KO into the blast zone. Nice GC D-Light to get back on the stage at that perfect angle.
Oh, N-Sig out, and Impala stays low. Down sig to counter punish, and Impala with the lead.
It seems like he's really opting into that spear here as well. I mean, Sandstorm's been like in his face so much, and his ability to jump around and specifically do those nairs that kind of covers him in the air. He wants to use a little bit of that range without really leaning into the range that like Bo has. So sort of that mid-range.
All right, there goes Sandstorm, gets a downlight recovery, not quite enough. Second recovery will finish off. Sandstorm playing from a deficit, but once again, he's all about those boots.
Impala coming in, really throwing out the neutral air almost instantly. That's going to take away his iframes as he throws out his first move. Rather than waiting for the weapon spawn to come in and waiting as long as he can before his iframes are gone, he's just continuing to get sent over to the wall, finds his way back in, but now he's back over the wall. Dodge is burned. Sandstorm's going to see that go in, weapon toss down, back over to the wall.
Dude, this is gonna sound mean, but it really feels like a Meg D corner guard, right? Like where it's very safe, stays up top, and catches you as you start to peek over, and then it'll get that jump stare if you try to recover too high. Down sig thrown out, Sandstorm stays below it.
Downsig has really been the one that we've seen get some continued use. He's not like spamming it or fishing for it. Yo, all the way down there, reaching straight down with the down air. He's only about halfway through this second stock, so Sandstorm's gonna have to find something, find it pretty quickly. He's gonna be hunting for a weapon spawn. A little bit of unarmed damage comes in. Gauntlets with the recovery, still does a KO off the top. He's probably gonna be looking for some more of that. Maybe off the bounce, you see him reaching up with those neutral airs.
NSIC thrown out once again. Impala staying low, gets that punish. It's a side light this time. Side misses. Impala still holding on to the second stock. Another neutral light, not going to KO.
Impala was able to dodge the high. Then he was able to dodge the low. I can't believe that side air hit made a connection. Side light into the recovery, and that's going to be the KO. Sandstorm, maybe about 80 damage on this stock so far. You see him juggle his weapons back over to the boots. Impala wasn't able to hit him out of that before he picked it up.
Oh, Impala with the neutral light, the down air again to cover himself. NSIC thrown out, but Sandstorm doesn't get caught. He needs this to KO. Otherwise, Impala might be in a really strong position.
Again.
There gives him game number 3. He's up 2-1.
And the spear down air, if used correctly, like he has done now 2 times, I don't think Sandstorm really has anything that can even touch that. The range is so far compared to everything that Sandstorm has, really on either weapon.
Yeah, I mean, that is such a tough thing to try to challenge for Sandstorm, right? The nairs do not reach high enough. The recovery is so easily stuffed on the boots. So Sandstorm's got to be careful. You might have to lean into more of like an up weapon toss and go for the unarmed, kind of like how Lance players will challenge against someone who's playing that vertical edge guard.
So now we're seeing them kind of both settle into the kind of the same game plan. We have Sandstorm is very boots heavy. Of course, he did some work on the gauntlets that game. Only put out 70 damage compared to the 344. Meanwhile, 0 bow damage from Impala. He is 100% relying on the spear. Unfortunately for him this game, he's going to start off with the bow.
Well, here comes Sandstorm with a pair of gauntlets. Did a little bit of work with them in the last game. This time looked like he was going to throw them away, but the dare connects for Impala.
Oh, he's going off stage with it too, trying to get nasty, floating up a little bit. There's the side air, and Sandstorm's immediately able to get back. He expected that off-stage aggression from Impala, so he threw out the neutral air, found the priority, and he's back in the same spot. Ground pound comes in, Sandstorm gets back on the stage, swaps out his gauntlets for a set of boots.
Got away from that one there. Nice read, gets the turnaround. Gets a neutral light as well. Impala stuck on this corner. The down light's gonna miss.
It's crazy how much space he can cover with that down light. You saw how far back he was playing, and he was still all of a sudden in the blink of an eye right on the corner.
Dash down light for the boots players can get you right over that corner. Impala unarmed on the outside. Sandstorm with the neutral light. Impala still needs to get back to the wall, but Sandstorm misses the down light, and the nair's just gonna help Impala out.
Chase dodge up, hoping to get away. Then Sandstorm still keeping him over on the edge. Grabs the KO there. A lot of weapon spawns on the field. That's how you can tell that they're really leaning into one weapon and one weapon only. There were 2 weapon spawns on the field. How often do you see that in a tournament match?
So insane. They both really just want their individual weapon pickup. Sandstorm going for the recovery there, was definitely looking for some more damage off of that one. The neutral air, the neutral light. He's keeping Impala on the corner.
Oh, he picks it up again.
Another one.
And another one. Weapon toss bonk on the head. That's the stock. Impala with about 80 damage on his second stock as Sandstorm is spawning back in. Able to juggle the weapons for a little while to deny the weapon spawn, but still safely get back over onto that spear. Gauntlets come in for Sandstorm. Gets the neutral light into the weapon toss. D-light side light. Oh, he went for the dash jump nair.
Oh, weapon toss. Impala fast falls below it. Gets disarmed. Impala gets caught by the recovery. Sandstorm, he can force a game 5. He keeps this pressure on.
He's now back with a thick lead in this game. Just a little over 2 minutes into it. Full stock lead. He has Impala over on the edge. Goes for the down air towards the wall. Even though there was just really a guess whether Impala wanted to move over towards the wall or stay deep in the push-off column, Sandstorm was also able to touch the wall and reset his jumps there, remaining safe.
Yeah, it's a 50-50, but a little bit safer on which side of that coin that flips. But he's still finding hits. That's the important thing if Sandstorm wants to close this one out.
Oh, he grabbed that too. That was the dodge as well.
Harpoon doesn't hit.
Oh, the D-light. Perfect dodge from Sandstorm to get through that D-light. Yet another one that's going to be the dodge gone.
No follow-up off of the down air from Sandstorm. Instead, backs away. Impala with the side air gets him back onto the stage, and another side air. Gravity cancel side light. A page out of Sandstorm's book will get Impala to final stocks.
Keeping himself in this one. Looking for the potential 3-1 here against Sandstorm to move on into this proper top 4 here at the World Championships for 1v1s in Brawlhalla, baby.
Which of these All-Stars will be the North American representative? That's what they're battling for. The neutral light. Not quite enough. He's going to let Impala get that wall touch. Doesn't care, but he misses the downline, and Impala with the nair gets him back on.
He has true combo KO options. Of course, he has the recovery potential off the top, and that's what it is. Sandstorm pushing it to game 5.
He asked in the interview for a great set, and that is what we are getting. Fans of Brawlhalla are going to be loving this as we've got a game 5 between 2 world champions.
You can see the camera looking at that trophy, zooming in on it. I don't think their eyes are on that trophy just yet. Their eyes are on everything they have right in front of them right now. You can't look beyond this set. You can't look beyond even your monitor to the other player right across the stage from you. You got to stay locked in here as we get into game 5.
Impala, first one to pick up a weapon, picks up the second one as well. Sandstorm still unarmed, but he finds 2 hits onto Impala. There's a weapon pickup. It's the boots.
Impala instantly over to the wall, not worried about staying there. I mean, we've seen a lot of exclamation points come out from Impala throughout this set, but he's never let wall slip really take effect before he gets onto the stage.
Yeah, Sandstorm really likes to go for that dash down, trying to catch Impala's head, but it hasn't been working out too hot. Impala, turn around, neutral light.
Haven't seen a desig in a hot minute. Oh, there it is.
Fast. Ooh, that's a dodge from Impala, but Sandstorm can't get more.
You see him just dash jumping back and forth. Impala's able to get on the stage. The harpoon toss comes out. Here comes the bow. Instant with the wake up D-Light. Finally hits that signature. He's been looking for it. Thrown it out maybe about 3 times throughout this set. That's really the first one he's been able to make a connection with.
Now he's got a sizable lead here. Sandstorm's gonna have to put in a little bit more work if he wants this stock to get taken. Right side Impala, once again, able to get to the wall safely. Neutral light gonna put him off stage.
Sandstorm just kind of stuck in place. So that neutral air that immediately came out from Impala didn't have enough reach to go on to Sandstorm.
Side air, once again, Sandstorm's just launched.
Oh, nice one.
But the weapon toss, we talked about how he wasn't doing too many of those. That's the first time he was falling down, hits the weapon toss, and he'll be able to even this one up.
He hit the 45 degree or 2 snow. He's one of the best in the game at doing that, and Sandstorm showing he can do it very well here to take out Impala.
Trading blow for blow. Impala with the immediate dodge. Sandstorm back down, no dodge. Impala goes dodge up, and Sandstorm wasn't ready for the read.
Has a fresh set of boots on him. Impala's trying to back up as best as he can and maybe play the range game throughout those D-Lights more, but no, Sandstorm's too close. That's gonna interrupt, and he gets the KO off the bottom. Sandstorm yet again with a full stock lead. We saw this last game, and it led to a Sandstorm victory to bring us here to game 5.
The mental game Sandstorm is playing 5D chess. So many times he did the downlight into down air with nothing afterwards. That time he hits the ground pound. He's gonna hit the recovery here. Impala on his last legs. This is elimination side. We could see a new world champion.
Sandstorm doing such a great job of staying grounded, but also using his jumps to be just a little bit above where the spear inlight comes out. One of the fastest moves in the kit, and Impala's just not able to use it very well against Sandstorm. He now has the bow in his hand. He's got a mountain to climb. There is a weapon spawn, and Sandstorm's gonna grab it, so Impala's stuck on the bow.
Over to that right side wall, side air. Impala goes so far out there. Sandstorm with the side air, and Sandstorm is gonna be joining us in the top 4.
He's the 3-time back to back to back. He's the GOAT. He's the player that you can never count out because he has the pedigree, he has the resume, he has the skills to back it up. Seems like every darn time.
I mean, so often people go, oh, you know, it's Sandstorm, we gotta root for him. And so often people go, well, Sandstorm, he's kind of fallen a little bit. Maybe he's a little washed. But right now, if you're a North American fan, you are rooting for Sandstorm. You want this guy to go the distance.
He's got the boots, man. He's showing us with his boots domination, destruction, and control of games like he did